Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Healing Minds webinar. My name is Zeba. I'll be hosting the event for today. We're just waiting for a little bit to get set up and to make sure everyone who's registered has joined. So thank you for your patience. We'll be beginning soon. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Anna. Hello, Naveen. Hello, Asra. All of you who've joined early, thank you so much for coming here. I think we can get started now. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Healing Minds webinar on compassion towards self and others. This is the third in a series of webinars that Healing Minds has been conducting for students in UAE. Just to give you a background about Healing Minds, we are a 100% nonprofit organization that provides professional and free mental health services to people in the UAE. We started with the pandemic situation, but we are continuing to provide mental health care as we can. And part of it is to provide awareness programs that can be beneficial to people in general. And now the program that we're doing now is mostly focused towards students, but at the same time, we welcome all attendees. So today's webinar is on the topic compassion towards self and others. Now, compassion is a topic that it has grown in relevance recently, I think you can say, and people are becoming more aware of how necessary it is to both be compassionate towards yourself and towards others. So we've got an excellent line of presenters here with us today. Ms. Pushpa, Ms. Saima, and Ms. Jasmina. I will just introduce them to you and then I will hand over the mic to them. So first we have Ms. Pushpa, who is a CDA licensed special educator and also working at GEMS Education Dubai. We also have with us Ms. Saima, who is head of the Department of Islamic Studies. And we have Ms. Jasmina, who is a lifestyle coach, trainer, as well as a hypnotherapist and a breathwork practitioner. She runs Evolve Lifestyle Coaching and runs programs through the affiliate Kingston Business Academy. So we've got excellent trained and very professional facilitators here with us. They're also now above everything else, they're also very compassionate people, as I have seen from dealing with them. So they are very much qualified to run this webinar today. So without extending this further, I will invite Ms. Pushpa to take over the presentation now. Let's all listen to what we have to say. Ms. Pushpa, you may go ahead, please.
Thank you, Ms. Ziba. I'd like to express my gratitude to Mr. Altaf and team members of Healing Mind for giving this great opportunity. Before I start my presentation, I would like to start with the small scenario. On evening, in big park, the child was crying and people are looking because the child missed the parents. So what some people are look the child and some people are coming and say don't cry, and only one lady came and checked what she did. She hold the child and go to the she went to security and she is asking, so the security asked the child, do you know your parents number? Then the child said the parent mobile number, then they call and hand over. It's a compassionate. Okay, so we will see can you please give me that, what is the meaning of compassion in that simple word? Could you please type in the chat box? Yes, generous people, sympathy, excellent, Roshila, and empathy, excellent. Be kind, showing mercy, yes. So that sharing and caring to others and understanding and having concern for the suffering of others, and we will help to others through to solve their problems. So sympathy, empathy, and compassion. So what does compassion mean in short? Oh, already you are giving that reply. I'm very happy. So sympathy, empathy, compassion. Sympathy is I understand you were suffering. Empathy, I feel you were suffering. Compassion, I want to really you were suffering. So you can say that scenario, sympathy, like people looked at the child when she was crying, and empathy, some people came and asked the child, don't cry. And compassion, that one lady took hold the hand over that parent, that is that compassion. Okay, so we are having, she did the action. So how can you tell if someone is truly compassionate? So compassionate people always, they're showing their gratitude, and they're actively showing their gratitude and teach others. And mindfulness, they're mindful, like they're always focusing one thing at a time. They teach others, they're sharing their knowledge. So how can you feel compassion towards yourself? Okay, comfort your body, like example, stretch your body or doing physical exercise. Eat something healthy, fruits and vegetables, vitamins, minerals, like that, and write a letter to yourself. Think of your situation that caused you to feel pain, like self note. If you're feeling something, it's harm to you, when you are writing, that time itself it will go, and you, it will be helpful to the self reflection. Then give yourself encouragement. Don't always expect like others will encourage you. You should motivate yourself. And practice mindfulness. It's like for example, I will give you, if you're eating the salad, if that you look at the colors of the fruits and structure, and the taste, then you feel when you are eating, now you feel getting mindfulness. Now I'm going to hand over to Miss Saima.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pushpa. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yeah, so far we have heard about different aspects and definitions of compassion, which is that without being judgmental, when you come forward to help and to support others. So compassion is basically having a meaningful lifestyle, and being compassionate mean a person who is mindful about his or her actions and lifestyle. So basically, self-care is the first step towards compassion. Now, what is self-care? And the simple answer for this is taking care of yourself. And with that, the first thing which comes to our mind, that is about physical health. But with physical health, mental and emotional health is also very important. So it's a simple concept, but most of the time we used to miss this aspect. So good self-care is key to improve your mood and reduced anxiety. And definitely when a person is content, so he is free of anxiety. Next, uh, we have few questions, a quick self-care check-in, and I will request all of you to think for a while about these questions, and then you can answer me in a chat box. For example, how are you feeling today? What will make you feel better? Or what do you want to accomplish today? So you can think for a while and then you can answer. Okay, so I can see an answer from Asra. Great, good. That's a positive sign, Asra. Excellent. Excellent, Rashle. Mashallah. Happy, good. Mashallah, that's also a positive approach. Yeah, I'm feeling great. Good, good, but little bit tired. Okay, so Zonia, she said feeling good, but little bit tired. Though still, but there is a ray of hope or positivity in your answer as well. So very good, mashallah, all of you, I can see from your answers that you have that positivity about yourself. So, when we talk about self-care, so we have different types of self-care basically. And on top and most familiar one is physical self-care. Can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, physical self-care is about proper sleeping time, about your exercise, and when you have a healthy and a proper meal or food. And the next one is emotional self-care. When you are emotionally mature, when you observe values of forgiveness, compassion, kindness, empathy, love, and care, so then definitely you will be a productive person. The next one, we have social self-care. When you set some boundaries for yourself, and when you make sure that your use of social media is positive. As you know, most of the time, especially in current situation, all of us, we are using most of the time we spend our time on social media. So it's very important that we have to make sure and we ensure that wherever we are using our time, that is valuable. For example, if you plan to spend continuous 2 or 3 hours on a particular program, so just for a second, ask a question to yourself, that what I am going to learn at the end of this program. And if the answer is yes, then it's valuable. But if the answer is no, just you want to, kill your time, or just you want to see that program because you don't have anything else to do, so then definitely it will not be a wise decision, because time is a money and we have to value our time, and we have to use it wisely as well. The next one, fourth one, is spiritual self-care, which is also important. And most of the time we are really concerned about our physical, emotional, and social self-care, but mostly we used to miss that aspect of spiritual self-care, which is very important. Because when you have time, a little bit time alone, or a time for meditation, for yoga, or when you connect yourself with the nature, or when you connect yourself with your Lord, or with your creator. So when you build that strong communication, so that communication will bring forgiveness, contentment, relief from fatigue and fear. So when you are spiritually strong, so the next aspect of self-care is also linked with that. When you're spiritually strong, so definitely then you will be personally strong as well. Because when you are, when you know about yourself, when you honor yourself, and when you know about your skill set, about your strengths, about your weaknesses, so then you will be able to set some goals for your life, for your future. Because when you are well aware about yourself, so then you can determine a proper roadmap for yourself and for your life. And mostly people used to say that all successful people are lucky or successful because their hobbies are their professions. And we have different examples. For example, the owner of Facebook, and then different fashion designers, or different stylists, they all turn their hobbies into their professions. So that's why they are really successful. So that's why it's important that you know about your skill set, you know about your strengths and about your weaknesses as well. The next one is about space, which is healthy living environment, security and stability. And definitely without being organized person, you cannot be a fortunate person. And another one is financial self-care, which is all about budgeting, money management. For example, if you are getting a particular amount of money from your parents at the start of every month, so how wisely you are using that money for yourself. And with that, being a compassionate person, how you make sure that you will spend a certain amount of money on someone else as well. And the last one is work. So this is all about like how you are able to manage balance between your workload and your daily life. So when you are able to determine about all these aspects of self-care, so then you will be able to groom your personality, and you will be a person who is a productive person, and with the positive feelings, and with a positive personality as well. Here I want to hand over to Miss Jasmina, and she will inshallah further proceed with the different aspects of self-care.
Firstly, I would love to express my gratitude towards Healing Minds for providing such an amazing platform for well-being. Now, how can you care for yourself? What do you do for actually spending time with yourself and taking care of yourself? You can either write in a chat box, either if anyone wants to join us on the video, I invite you to do so. What do you actually do to take care of yourself? Does anyone want to share? I can see some people sharing meditation, spa, spending time with people that we sleeping well. So there is certain things that are very general. So it's very good for all of us to do it, such as enjoying sunshine, getting very well rest in a form of sleep, spending time in the nature, walking or doing some physical activity or sports. And also, it's very important to choose our group, to talk and spend time with the selected people, people that are, I've heard someone coming through, maybe someone wanted to share. No, all good. So talking to selected people, spending time with a group of people that are inspiring us. It's been known that we are actually average of the 5 people that we spend most of the time with. Also, being mindful with the social media content that we expose ourselves to. It's very important to choose the activities and choose the content that is inspiring and that is supporting our well-being. Now, we will be sending through a self-care checklist. And this is something that is prepared for us, but you can either print this one, either create your own that will include some of activities that you enjoy. And it would be very good if you create your own and then have it somewhere where you can see it easily when you wake up or at any point during the day, throughout the day, so you can pick the ones that you do and be grateful for it at the end of the day. If I can have a next slide, please. Thank you. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that the self-care is selfish. It is actually one of the most generous things that we can do for ourselves and for others. Why is this? The thing is that if we do not feel at our best, if we are not inspired, happy, joyful, energized, when someone approaches to us asking for help, we do not give our best abilities because it is as if you have a cup that is almost empty and someone is asking a full cup of water. So the main thing that you need to do is actually find the activities that you enjoy doing, practice self-care, and then when your cup is full, whatever is overflowing, direct it to whichever way is needed. And also, we do not always feel at our best, and this is okay. If I may have a next slide, it's not easy for me to change it for some reason. So we do not always feel okay, and that is okay. The self-discovery is one of the first steps in actually understanding a self-care. What is the best ways to care about ourselves? Sometimes there is emotions that are showing us what we can do to ourselves, what we can do for ourselves to feel better, to grow more towards direction that we want. Sometimes we might feel resentment or anger towards someone. And the best self-care activity that we can do in these situations is actually forgiveness, because feeling anger or resentment or any emotion that is not positive towards someone else most of the time only harms us. We will be doing some exercise in few moments that will be combination of the breathing and meditation in a goal of practicing the forgiveness. You can't live a positive life with negative mind. Why is this important? I will give you few short information. There is 400 billion bits of information directed towards us in 1 second, each second. It's 400 billion bits of information. And how much we process in a second, it is about 2000. So which information we are actually noticing are the ones that we have put our focus to, our thoughts towards. Now, there is average 40,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That is almost 2,500 in 1 hour. And only 5% of those thoughts we are aware. 95% are mostly just the repetitive thoughts from the day before or a day before, and 85% of these thoughts are not positive. So why awareness and relaxation techniques and mindfulness is very important. So we are more aware of the thoughts that are happening in our mind, and also to learn how to direct our focus towards more joy, more fun, more happiness in our life and in someone else's lives as well. What we can do for relaxation or for being more aware, there is quite a lot of techniques. So Ms. Pushpa will actually show you some techniques that are allowing you to relax and focus more. And then after that, I will be leading you throughout the breathing meditation exercise. And it will be focused on a forgiveness. So I would love if you would have in mind a person or a situation that you would benefit from forgiving to before we start. And now I give the mic to Miss Pushpa to show you some exercises.
Thank you, Ms. Jasmina. Hi, now I would like to teach you some relaxation techniques. Here, I will teach you only that lazy 8 breathing exercise and positive points. This is like lazy 8. You can see that like sleeping 8. It's basically it's right brain and left brain. I mean right hemisphere and left hemisphere. It's still integrated. Okay. Once you are drawing that A4 sheet, you can make it like right to left when we are pointing the center, and when you are tracing your finger or pen or pencil trace out, breathe in slowly. Okay, breathe in. Once you enter here, again breathe out. So breathe in and breathe out. This technique is very useful for you even in academic wise and relaxation, everything. The next one is positive points. Positive points is nothing but it's really helpful in that immediate, you will get that immediate response. Like if for the example, if you're having any tension or pressurized situation like a test, that time what you will do, keep your fingers like this here in forehead, this hairlines and in between the eyebrows. You keep like this the bulge and little stretch out. Breathe in, breathe out. Thank you. I'll hand over to Ms. Simon now.
Miss Yasmina. Thank you, Pushpa. So we will be doing a few minutes of breath work and meditation. The breath work will be very light because this is just a presentation. And yes, if you would like to join, please have in mind a person or the situation that you would like to give your forgiveness to. And it would be good if you would sit comfortably, making sure that you're allow yourself to be relaxed. You can put your hands on your heart, closing your eyes. We will be doing a double breath in your heart. And by double breath, I mean breathing in and then one more, and then relax. Now, when you do a next one, imagine that you're inhaling a relaxation, maybe some kind of color, and exhaling all the stress. And this time, do it by yourself. Deeply, deeply breathe in into your heart. And one more time, imagining maybe some kind of color that will relax you even more. And on exhale, exhaling all the stress. Now returning to normal breathing. Imagine, and we're just playing now, imagine a person or a situation in front of you. Imagine that person that you would like to forgive or a situation in front of you. And while you look at that person, with every breath in, repeat the sayings. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. And keep repeating this 10 to 50 times in your mind. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. And choose to imagine your heart opening up while you're saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. And somehow magically, forgiveness in a form of color, some kind, for me it's violet, is being sent from your heart to that person's heart and the whole being, or to your heart towards that situation. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. Doing another deep breath in, double in your heart, Filling up your heart with love and forgiveness this time, and breathing out and allowing yourself to release and let go of all the anger and resentment. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I thank you. And whenever you feel as if you are ready to feel fully forgiveness, allowing yourself to slowly move your feet, move your body a bit, and whenever you are ready, feeling beautiful and refreshed, open your eyes. So now, because we do have a time limit in the presentation, I needed to do this a bit shorter version, but it is enough for you to feel the actual impact of forgiveness. The simple exercise, which we will be sending through so you can do it by yourself at your home, can help you and benefit you with any situation or with any negative emotion that you have towards another person or even towards some part of you. Because our thoughts create our emotions and our emotions create our behaviors. So if we think more positive emotion, our behaviors are more inspiring, and then our whole reality is much more pleasant to live in. Thank you so much for everyone who were listening to this and who joined me for this short meditation. And now I'm hanging over, thank you, to Miss Saima.
Thank you so much, Miss Jasmina, for a wonderful breathing exercise. That was really relaxing.
Thank you.
Can we have next slide, please? So, we all know that in UAE we have more than 200 nationalities, and who are living and working here together. And this is all because of the values set by the great leaders of UAE. So here I want to quote some golden words of His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. He said, "Wealth is not in money. Wealth lies in men. This is where true power lies, the power we value." So you can feel the true essence of this quote practically here in UAE. And we are like lots of examples already in UAE, how they ensure, the leaders of UAE, they ensure that their people are living peacefully, and they are really concerned about their well-being. We as a platform of Healing Mind is also one of the example, and there are lots of other programs as well, which are running under the government officials under their supervision. So this is their main motive, their main aim, that everyone in the UAE, that they are physically and mentally, they are healthy and they are fit. Can I have the next one? So far we have talked a lot about compassion, about self-care, about positivity, and all like the positive things. But it is vital as well that with all that positivity, you have to surround yourself with the positive people as well. Because this is very important. When you are surrounding yourself with such friends who are productive, who are positive, who are like such people who bring best in you, not like the stress in you. So this way, then only you can keep your productivity as well. For example, if you are positive, you are having the productivity as well, but you surround yourself with pessimistic people, or with such people who are having negative thoughts, so slowly and gradually, then you will lose your productivity as well. So try to have as many as possible true friends, for they are the supplies in joy and the shelters in misfortune. That was said by the most influential person in the society, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So that's why it's very important that we have to watch our friend list as well, like who are our friends with whom we are spending most of the time. And another key takeaway message which I want to, and then I will want to conclude this presentation as well, that life is a precious gift, and we all have a chance to help, to support, and to inspire and to bring difference in someone's life. So instead of stressing for something which you cannot change, better to move on and grow stronger. So this way you will be a person who is productive and a valuable person, and a valuable individual, and will be, definitely productive for the society as well. So the overall message for this especially presentation was that how you can remain positive, how you can be a compassionate person who is not only well aware about himself or herself, who is very concerned about other people as well. Hope so that you learned something today. And now, inshallah, we are here if you have any questions. So we all are here to answer.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you
Ms.
from my side.
Saima. Yes, thank you to all our presenters, Ms. Saima, Ms. Jasmina, and Ms. Pushpa. So I think that was a wonderful presentation, and we got to learn for a little bit at least about focusing on ourselves and how that can help us help others. So now I would invite the participants to ask any questions that you might have on anything that can be expanded from the presentation, or any other doubts that you have about compassion, about self-care, about mental health. So yes, you may put it in a chat box, or you can also unmute yourself and come on video and share your questions with us, please. I think everyone found it quite useful, and many people are saying it was quite relaxing. That is quite true. Would anyone also like to share with us what they learned most from this seminar? We have a question for Yasmina. What is your number one self-care practice? Any daily routine? Yes, I'd like to know that as well.
Thank you for the question. Yes, I'm actually practicing gratitude because this is one of the things that we are talking about most of the time, but it is very, very important to incorporate gratitude in a daily life. And the way I do, I have this small book that I keep actually in my bed. And then every evening before I go to sleep, I write minimum 5 things that I'm grateful for from that day. And it's minimum 5. Sometimes it's 25. And it can be repetitive. It's important to go mentally throughout the day and find the things that you are actually grateful for from that day. And also, what I do is have a small note about what I can focus even more on the next day. And then this is all maybe a minute and a half or two, because it becomes a routine. And then in the morning, when I wake up, before I touch my phone, before I speak to anyone, I also do 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I also focus my day. So let's say today it's all about happiness, it's all about joy, it's finding new ways to find even more reasons to be grateful for. And how this works when I combine it with the way that I was explaining how the focus of the thought works, it's actually focusing on a gratitude gives you more reasons to feel gratitude in your life, like those 2000 that you receive, it's connected with gratitude. So whatever you already appreciate, it gives you even more things to be appreciated for. And this is something that I do every day besides meditation and breathing. But I think this one is good. Oprah does this 35 years. So
Oh, wow. So no one can be more compassionate than that too, right? So thank you, Yasmin. I think that's a very good point, right? To be more aware of things, just to write things down, that really makes a difference. And like you said, the more you do it, the more you get aware of how much there is to be grateful about in
yes,
a day.
yes.
It can be small
Also,
things as well, right? Need not
yes,
be,
it's
yeah.
small things that the simplicity is the key. What I
Yes, yes.
discovered in my practice, and also I believe that we will be sending through some materials which
Yes,
will
we'll do
actually
that.
give you exercise that I prepared for this seminar. So it will give you the exercises that you can implement on a daily basis, understanding the emotions and where does those emotions come from. There is some questions for journaling, so you can print it out and actually do it. Also, this gratitude exercise and the forgiveness, so you can do it yourself on
Yes,
a daily basis. Thank
that's
you.
great. Yes. Thank you, Yasmina. We've got one more question. How can we take out negative emotions? What exercises do you suggest? Would anyone like to take that up? How about Ms. Sam? I think we can all contribute a little
Yeah,
bit.
Jasmina can, suggest any exercise, but if I
I
just talk
can.
about
I
the
just
half
didn't
of
want
the
to
question,
try.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
how
Sure,
to take
please
out
go ahead. Yeah.
negative, yeah.
So
For,
it
for
depends
regarding the negative
actually.
emotions, I want to add here that for that, definitely, we all are human beings, and sometimes that is also we cannot all the time, we cannot remain positive or all that. For that, definitely self-care is very, very important. When I talk about that personal self-care, so when we really are aware about ourselves, so then definitely we know why, like, this particular time I'm thinking about negatively, or this particular point. So there we have to control our mind as well. I feel like when you have control on your mind, so then you can remain positive. Like, don't let your mind to control you. So you are in charge when you can control things, when okay, you can, like, organize yourself. This is my time for maybe for walk or for exercise, for any other particular productive activity. So this way, like, you have to control your mind. Don't like just give up there. So that, I feel like this way you can definitely control your emotion. And Jasmina will
So
suggest something.
yes, to combine it with the exercises, because that was also included in
Yeah.
question. The way to control your mind is actually the only way to control the subconscious mind, which is giving us all those thoughts, is actually by controlling your breathing. So some people like strong exercise, but the exercises that are best for the mindfulness is actually yoga, as Miss Saima mentioned, and there is qigong and tai chi, which is very slow, and you use the breathing techniques and moving it. There is a lot of YouTube tutorials, and if you combine this, it is also mindful and form of meditation. And I think someone asked for actually for forgiveness when you're not aware what the emotion is about. We will be actually sending the materials through, because a lot of time we are aware of emotions that are sadness, anger, which are which are intense. But sometimes we just feel discomfort, and we cannot actually detect where it is from or where does it come from. So we will be sending some material that explain it's like a iceberg that explain which emotions are underneath the tip of the iceberg, and there will be some questions so you can detect it more easy. And I also do have in I will mention it on the YouTube channel. There is a School of Awareness. There is meditation that I uploaded. So when you do find that underlying emotion, you can use this. It's a visualization process combining the subconscious mind, neuro-linguistic programming. You can use this to actually resolve and deal with all the thought patterns and with wherever emotion is placed physically, and shift it to something that is more desirable to you. I'm not sure, does this answer your question? But you can ask more specifically if.
I think that was what was intended, right? What do you do when you don't know, or if it's forgiveness against someone you're not very sure? So those are things I think when you're dealing with your negative emotions, it need not be when you're having the negative emotions as such. Like Simon also mentioned, you need to be able to control yourself better, and that comes in every day. Yeah, you need to bring up your tolerance for it, and you need to do practices every day. Yes, yes, Meena, you were about to add
And
something.
also, it is the perception. It's not necessarily negative emotion, because it
Yes.
is the emotion that is telling us which part of ourselves we need to work on. Let's say in that slide that we kind of skipped, it was the resentment for forgiveness. It was sadness that we can actually maybe do something, that we can talk to someone or ask expert. It is different emotions that certain actions can actually make us feel better. So if we just see them as a sign of showing, as a body showing us what can we do better for ourselves, it is actually positive. If we didn't have those signs, we would not understand what is happening inside. But this is just my perception.
I know, I do agree with that. You do what we say as a negative is often things that make us feel not so good. They need not be bad by themselves. So we just need to be able to change our perception and make sure that we can use them, for to help us on our growth. So that's
Or
very true.
channel it.
Channel
If we
it,
feel
yes.
sadness, we can create art. Like sometimes the anger can motivate us to do something, to accomplish something more. So just the way that we channel the emotion, it can change the complete outcome.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Mega has a comment to make. I think forgiveness is more for the self than the other. That's quite true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I want to add here, definitely
Yes.
when we talk about, like bring change in the society and all that, so definitely we start that change first with ourselves. So when like
Yeah.
you are able to change yourself, you are able to control on your, such maybe weaknesses or all that. So then definitely you will be able to, step out and then to help others. So that's like all these things, all that positivity first start with yourself. When you are pretty confident that okay, now I'm able to help others or all that, so then definitely that will even bring then a fruitful results as well. So I really do agree with Megha.
Yes. Thank you, Mega, and thank you, Simon, for adding that. Do we have any more questions, or would anyone like to share their feedback? If no more questions, we'd invite you all to please unmute yourself and share your feedback, what you found useful from this, what would you like to practice in your life after listening to this, or is there something that you're already practicing which helps you with self-compassion or compassion with others?
Ms. Saima?
Yes, go, Ms.
Sorry.
Pushpa, please.
I
Yes.
I would like to add one easy, simple exercise. If they're having that emotional, no negative emotions or angry or stress, it's very simple ways. It's try breathe in and breathe out till 10 counts forward and backward. Then it is
Yeah.
really work out. You will get immediate response.
Yes,
Just
that's
I want
quite
to add
true.
it.
Just a simple thing like breathing can change your perspective. How that just gives you, if nothing, it gives you a moment to pause and collect yourself. Change your brain from the feeling mode to the thinking mode. So that's quite important to do that. Thank you, Ms. Pushpa.
And one more simple exercise, ask them to jump or however their level jump, that is also will relax. They will get relaxed
Yes.
because
That's a
they will,
very nice thing to
that
do.
small children, no children will like very much.
Yes,
That's it. So
yes.
simple exercise. And one more thing, it's if they have a swing or in the park, if they are also doing the swinging, really
Yeah.
they will get more relaxation and peaceful mind.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly. That's really nice. I think not just children, we can all do that, right? We can all benefit from just jumping up and down for some time. Yeah. So thank you, Ms. Pushpa. So Rochelle says that she's practicing meditation and gratitude regularly. That's wonderful, Rochelle. And thank you for sharing that with us. Anyone else who would like to give their feedback or add on anything? Or
I just want to add on jumping. This
yes.
actually helps even when you feel tired. It's like an energy shot. So like a child on a trampoline, you start first slower and it just takes like a maximum 2 minutes. You start slower and then you just jump faster and faster and it gives you a straight energy boost. So
Oh,
someone
wow.
said they feel tired. So you can try this after we finish the presentation
Yes.
or right
That
now
sounds very
and then
interesting.
give
I'd
us
like
the
to try that
feedback.
out.
Yeah, give us the feedback.
Yeah, sure. That's quite interesting. Yeah. So jumping up and down like as if you're on a trampoline, starting
Yes,
slowly and
yes,
then
it's kind of you use the hand. I cannot demonstrate that right now, but you use your
yeah.
hand, let's say jumping this fast and
Okay.
then you go faster. So this
Okay.
to understand. So basically just not too big of a jump, just a
Hmm.
tiny jump. And then it
Okay.
will maximum 2 minutes.
Okay. Sounds very interesting. I'll definitely try that out. Yes. So we've got a lot of tips coming in today from our experts here. Anything else that anyone would like to add? If not, we'll slowly wind up the session for today. Okay, looks like everyone is quite at peace with what we have here and no more questions or nothing to add. So once again, on behalf of Healing Minds, I would like to thank everyone who has joined us for this session. And I would like to thank our speakers, Ms. Jasmina, Ms. Saima, and Ms. Pushpa. Thank you for your time and thank you for this wonderful presentation. I would like to invite you all to, practice the things that you've learned here today, and do share your experience with us. You can email to info@healing-minds.org. If you've got anything, also you can ask us, and we will try our best to send out the materials that we mentioned here, the checklist, and some practice materials out to you. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today, and take care of yourself, everyone.